I'm a content creator. I post cosplay photos, behind-the-scenes footage, convention appearances. My followers know me as Maya, the girl who transforms into their favorite characters. What they don't know is that for the past 8 months, someone has been watching me in ways I never intended. It started small, an account with no profile picture, no posts, no followers, just a generic username, at just_watching_you. They liked every single post within seconds of me uploading. They watched every story the moment it went live. At first, I thought it was a bot. Then the messages started. That coffee from Mason Street looked good today. I never mentioned Mason Street. Your friend Sarah seems nice. I never tagged Sarah. I like that blue sweater you wore yesterday. I never posted the blue sweater. I told myself I was being paranoid. Maybe they recognized locations. Maybe they guessed. But the messages kept coming, each one revealing something they shouldn't know, details from my life that existed only in the gaps between my posts. Then, last Tuesday, I came home from a convention, exhausted, still in costume. I noticed something taped to my apartment door. A photograph of me, sleeping, in my bed, wearing pajamas I'd never photographed, never posted, never shared with anyone online. The angle was wrong. It wasn't a selfie. It wasn't taken from inside my room. It was taken from outside, through my bedroom window. I live on the second floor. Beneath the photo, a handwritten note. You're even more beautiful when you don't know I'm watching. That's when I realized the truth. Someone hadn't just been following my online presence. They've been following me, tracking my movements, learning my routines, standing outside my home, watching me sleep. And I had no idea how long they'd been there. I should have paid attention to the pattern sooner. When at just_watching_you first followed me 6 months ago, I barely noticed. Generic username, blank profile picture, 0 posts. The kind of account that follows thousands of people, hoping for a follow back. Except they only followed me. Every post I made, every cosplay reveal, every coffee shop selfie, every convention appearance, they liked it within seconds. Every Instagram story I uploaded, they were the first viewer, without fail, like they had notifications turned on, like they were waiting. I remember thinking it was flattering. In a sea of casual scrollers, at least someone was actually paying attention. The first message came 3 weeks after they followed me. Simple, complimentary. Your attention to detail is incredible. The wig work on your last cosplay was perfection. I thanked them. It seemed genuine, the kind of thing real fans notice. Over the next few weeks, more messages came. All compliments, all thoughtful observations about my craft. I started to think of them as one of my dedicated supporters. Then the messages changed. That coffee shop has the best lighting. They were referring to a location I hadn't mentioned. I scrolled back through my photos, squinting at the background. There, barely visible in the reflection of the window behind me, the shop's name on a coffee cup, a detail I hadn't even noticed when I posted it. I thought, wow, they really are observant. That blue jacket looked great on you yesterday. I froze when I read that one. I'd worn my blue denim jacket to the grocery store the day before. I hadn't posted any photos. I hadn't even taken any photos. I checked my stories, my posts, my tagged photos. Nothing. How was the movie with Sarah? My hands were shaking as I scrolled through everything I'd shared that week. I'd gone to the movies with my friend Sarah 3 days ago. I never mentioned it online, never tagged her, never posted about it. Sarah wasn't even on social media. I messaged back, "How do you know these things?" The response came immediately. "I just pay attention. Real fans notice everything." Something cold settled in my stomach. I stared at that message for a long time. The smiley face felt wrong, like a mask, like something trying to seem harmless while being anything but. I should have blocked them right then. But I didn't want to seem mean, didn't want to overreact, didn't want to be the paranoid creator who can't handle dedicated fans. So I restricted the account instead. They could still follow me, still see my posts, but their messages wouldn't reach me anymore. I thought that would be enough. I thought making myself less visible would make them lose interest. I was wrong. The restriction lasted 3 days. Then, @your_biggest_fan appeared. Same pattern. No posts, no followers, instant likes on everything. Then, @always_here_for you. Then, @watching_over_you. Each time I blocked one, another sprouted in its place, like I was playing whack-a-mole with my own stalker. The messages came through the new accounts. Different usernames, same person. "Maybe see you at the convention center Saturday?" I was planning to attend Saturday. I hadn't posted about it yet. "The coffee shop on 5th Street must be your favorite." It was. I went there 3 times a week, always around 10 a.m., always ordered the same thing. I stopped responding entirely, blocked each account the moment it appeared, changed my privacy settings, made my stories visible only to close friends. I thought if I made myself invisible online, they'd lose interest. Then they proved they didn't need the internet anymore. I was editing cosplay photos at home, a character with elaborate makeup and green contacts, when I heard something slide under my apartment door. By the time I looked, the hallway was empty. Just a folded piece of paper on my doormat. Handwritten, neat, careful letters. "You looked beautiful today." The green contacts really made the character. My breath caught. I hadn't posted those photos yet. They were still on my camera. And the green contacts, they were barely visible in the shots, a detail you'd only notice if you were looking very, very closely, or if you'd seen them in person. I called my apartment management. They checked the hallway cameras. "System was down for maintenance," they told me. "No footage from this afternoon." Of course it was. I started checking my locks obsessively, looking over my shoulder, varying my routines. I didn't go to the coffee shop for a week. When I finally felt brave enough to return, I found it waiting on my windshield. A printed photograph. Professional quality. High resolution. Me, sitting in the coffee shop window, mid-laugh, holding my usual order. The angle was wrong, taken from across the street, through a zoom lens, the kind of shot that requires patience, planning, equipment. Someone had been watching me, not just online, in person, with a camera, waiting. My hands shook as I drove to the police station. I brought everything, the note, the photo, screenshots of the messages, laid it all out for the detective like evidence at a crime scene. He looked it over, sympathetic but unhelpful. "Has this person threatened you directly?" "No, but..." "There's little we can do without a direct threat. Taking photos in public isn't illegal. Neither is leaving notes. Unless they've made explicit threats or violated a restraining order, we can't act." "So I just wait until they do something worse?" He didn't answer. He didn't have to. I left the station with a case number and no protection. I made my Instagram private, blocked 63 accounts in 2 days, stopped posting location tags, stopped posting at all for a while. I kept telling myself the same thing on repeat. "You're overreacting. Lots of creators deal with obsessive fans. This is just part of having a following." When I told my friends about the photo on my windshield, They were concerned, but not alarmed. "Maybe take a break from posting for a bit," Sarah suggested. "Let things cool down." Emma nodded. "Yeah, you've been really active lately. Sometimes that attracts weirdos." I noticed how they phrased it. Not, "This person is dangerous," but, "Maybe you should post less." Like my visibility was the problem. Like I was inviting this by simply existing online and sharing my work. I started to feel guilty for posting cosplay photos, for engaging with my followers, for building something I loved. Maybe I was asking for this. Maybe if I just made myself smaller, quieter, less visible, they'd lose interest. So I stopped. No posts, no stories, digital silence. I thought that would be the end of it. Then I woke up at 3 a.m. to the sound of paper sliding under my door. For a moment, I lay frozen in bed, listening. Footsteps in the hallway. Soft, deliberate. Then nothing. I waited 5 minutes before getting up, my heart hammering against my ribs. The envelope was white, unmarked. I picked it up with shaking hands and opened it under the kitchen light. A photograph slid out. Me, sleeping, in my bed, in this apartment, in these pajamas, the ones I was wearing right now. The angle was wrong, not from inside the room, from outside, through my bedroom window. I could see everything. My face, my hair spread across the pillow, the book on my nightstand, the purple throw blanket bunched at my feet. Details I'd never shared. Details no one should know. I checked the metadata later, hands trembling so badly I could barely hold my phone. The photo was taken 3 nights ago, Tuesday, 2:47 a.m. 3 nights ago, someone stood outside my second-floor window with a camera, watching me sleep, photographing me without my knowledge, and I had no idea. How long had they been doing this? How many nights had I slept peacefully while someone watched from the darkness outside? How many photos did they have that I didn't know about? The note was handwritten, same careful letters as before. "You're even more beautiful when you don't know I'm watching." I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. The walls of my apartment, my sanctuary, my safe space, felt like glass, transparent, exposed. Someone had been watching me for months, not just online anymore. They'd been here, outside my home, outside my window, close enough to see me sleeping. And I'd been completely, terrifyingly unaware. I didn't wait this time, didn't second-guess myself, didn't worry about overreacting. I called 911 at 3:17 a.m. with the photo still in my shaking hands. This time, they listened. 2 detectives arrived within the hour. They examined the photo under my kitchen light, their faces growing grimmer as they studied it. One of them checked the metadata on his laptop. Professional camera, high-end equipment, taken at 2:47 a.m. 3 nights ago. He looked up at me. "From the fire escape. That's breaking and entering. This is serious." The other detective walked to my bedroom window. "Second floor, fire escape access. No security camera coverage on this side of the building." She turned back to me. "Ms. Reeves, someone has been watching you sleep. We don't know for how long, but based on the photo quality and planning involved, this isn't the first time." The room tilted. How many nights? How many photos existed that I'd never seen? How long had I been sleeping peacefully while someone stood outside in the darkness, watching, photographing, documenting? They set up surveillance. Plainclothes officers in unmarked cars, cameras monitoring my fire escape. "Stay somewhere else for a few days," they advised. "Let us catch him coming back." I went to Emma's apartment across town. Didn't post about it. Didn't tell anyone except my parents and the police. I thought I was finally safe. 2 days later, Emma's doorbell rang. No one there. Just an envelope tucked into the doorframe. Running away won't help. I never posted Emma's address, never mentioned her location, never tagged her apartment. The only way someone could know I was there was if they'd followed me, physically, in real life. They'd been following me for months, not just watching my social media, tracking my actual movements, my coffee shop visits, my friends' houses, my routes, learning my life like a map they'd studied over and over. The police traced the IP addresses from the Instagram accounts, all public Wi-Fi, coffee shops, libraries, always near places I frequented, always matching the timeline of my posted locations. Someone had been using public networks to avoid detection, stalking me digitally while tracking me physically. They staked out my apartment for 3 more nights. On the 4th night, he came back. Trevor Moss, 34 years old, unemployed. Arrested climbing my fire escape at 2:30 a.m. with a camera bag over his shoulder. Inside the bag, professional camera, telephoto lens, night vision attachment. Inside his car, a folder. Hundreds of photos. Me at coffee shops, me at conventions, me walking to my car, me through my bedroom window, me sleeping, me unaware, me living my life while he documented every moment like I was a specimen under glass. The detective's face was pale when she showed me. He's been watching you for at least 8 months. 8 months of my life, stolen, archived, possessed by a stranger. The warrant came through within hours. Police searched Trevor Moss's apartment while he sat in a holding cell. What they found made the lead detective call me immediately. "Ms. Reeves, I need to prepare you for what we discovered." His walls were covered in me. Hundreds of photos, printed, arranged chronologically, pinned with meticulous care. 8 months of my life displayed like a gallery exhibition. Coffee shop visits, convention appearances, grocery store trips, me walking to my car, me through my bedroom window, sleeping, unaware. Beneath the photos, a timeline, my daily routine mapped out in color-coded markers. Monday/Wednesday/Friday, coffee shop, 10 a.m. Tuesday/Thursday, grocery store, 6 p.m. Saturday, convention center or stays home. Every Instagram story I'd ever posted, screenshot and archived. Even deleted posts recovered somehow. Every photo analyzed for metadata, locations, timestamps, patterns. He'd used the geotags I'd carelessly included to map my entire life. 8 months of data points, collected, studied, weaponized. In the corner, a composition notebook. Page after page of observations written in the same careful handwriting from the notes. Maya smiled at barista today, connection growing. Maya wore blue jacket. I was right about her favorite color. She posted late tonight, probably thinking of me. When they interviewed him, he seemed confused by the charges. "We have a relationship," he told the detective. "I've supported her for months, liked every post, watched every story. I've been there for her more than anyone. She owes me." He genuinely believed it, believed his attention entitled him to access, that his obsession was devotion, that his surveillance was support, that I owed him something, my time, my acknowledgement, my body, because he'd decided to make me the center of his world without my consent. The restraining order was granted immediately. The charges stacked up. Stalking, criminal trespassing, invasion of privacy, harassment. His bail set high. I still post cosplay content. I refuse to let him steal my career, my passion, the community I've built. But everything changed. Now, I strip metadata from every photo before uploading. No more geotags, no more identifiable backgrounds. I don't post in real time anymore. Everything is delayed by hours or days. I vary my routines obsessively. Different coffee shops, different routes, different schedules. Maximum privacy settings, VPN always running. I vet new followers carefully, video call with people before engaging deeply. I had to become a security expert just to exist online safely. The platforms won't do it. They enable this through design. Metadata embedded in photos, geotags promoted as features, parasocial relationships encouraged for engagement. The police couldn't act until I had physical evidence of danger. The system is broken. It leaves creators, especially women, vulnerable, then blames us for our own visibility. But I'm still here, still creating, still posting. He wanted to make me disappear. I refused to give him that power.